Virgo, hi, how are you? It's Lisa, and I'm coming in here to do July 2022 general energy reading. It's general, so it's not going to resonate with everybody, but take what does, leave what doesn't. Hope you guys are all doing alright. Thank you for coming in and visiting my channel. I do appreciate it. Alright, let's see what we got going on for Virgo, July 2022. King of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Staffs, and the Eight of Swords. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and Ten of Staffs. Oh, alright. Alright, what I'll do, we'll find out what we can find out from this, and then I'll clarify with another deck, and then we'll pull an oracle card at the end. Alright. Alright, well, it looks like right now you're feeling very in kind of like, alright, so in control of your emotions and your feelings, and just very stable. Like you're able to, be able to be engaged with people and just, or life in general. And you're able to kind of handle situations if things come around that are a little more emotional than others, and you're able to handle it. It's not like it's not like, you're all in your head or you're all in your heart. It's, you're kind of like, you're middle of the line there. You're holding together. And it looks like for this month that you have a lot of options coming out to you, and whether this be in relationships or with family, with jobs, and there's so many options coming out, but you want to make sure you don't go too much into thinking all things are like, because I guess everything's possible, but you want to make sure that you're not overwhelmed by the options, that you don't actually even pick one. And that's, to me, that's just not very Virgo. But hey, who knows? But yeah, it's just like, but there are a lot. So I think you're going to be taking this time this month to just like set things aside and say, oh, okay, let's see what I can do. All right. Now, next up is the Five of Swords. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's, again, at work, in relationships, maybe just in general, that you feel like you need to win something. Like, I don't know if maybe, almost like a win at all costs. Like, you see how he's taken away the swords from those guys, kind of like, them feeling kind of crappy that their swords are leaving, and he's just like, ha, I got it. I don't know if that's how you feel about something, that you really wanted to make sure that you win at all costs, that there's not going to be any question about who won. And I don't know what situation this will be, but it seems like that, at least right now. And it could be, on the other hand, that you don't want to take on something that's too big. Like, all these options that you have, maybe you don't want to take something on that's too big. So you could be just like trying to weigh that out a little bit, but maybe we'll find out more closely what that actually is. And actually, you might know. Like, you might have a situation going on, you're like, I'm winning. Or it might be another one going, ew, oh, I'd like to do that, but that might be a little bit too much, so I guess we'll see. So now we got this Knight of Staffs. Now, this is like, if this was somebody you knew, they're adventurous, sometimes they could be hasty, they're very confident, if this is a situation, it's actually something where you want to not be hasty. You don't want to go, you don't want to overshoot things that you should do because you're rushing through it. So that's how it came up. It's like, all right, well, you want to make sure you don't do these things. You want to overcome this situation. Now, I don't know if this is a person. I don't know if you're going to overcome them because you're going to win at all costs. Or it could just be a situation like you want to overcome this wanting to be hasty about something. Huh. All right. Let's see. 8 of Swords. I feel like you might have been stuck somewhere in your mind and you're thinking, okay, I can't really get out of this situation because of this, or I can't get out of the situation for that. But I feel like you did do it. Whatever it was, you accomplished it and you got over it. Again, like, I don't know what it was. And it keeps making me go back to the 5 of Swords. I'm like, okay, how much are these like connected somehow? Because did you accomplish what you wanted to by winning at all costs, and then you were able to get out of this stuck feeling because of that? And because you didn't act hasty? Okay, let's try that. All right, next one, we got the Page of Swords. Now this is all about it's possibly inspirations, but possibly delayed news. So if you're waiting for something, maybe it just hasn't came about yet. So whatever it is that might be, I think it's probably delayed news. Maybe you're waiting for something coming, and you want to avoid being held up by things because the news is delayed. So you're waiting for that email, or you're waiting for, a phone call, and it hasn't got there yet. You don't want to hold up everything else just because of that. It's like, don't let it sidetrack you. Now this nice Knight of Cups. This could be somebody in your environment, possibly somebody offering you a relationship. Maybe they want to be friends, maybe they want to get romantic, maybe you want to get romantic. And it feels like you need to grab onto it. Again, whether it's friendship or romance. It feels like that's something that you should actually, take them up on the offer, or even make the offer yourself. Because, and again, if you were waiting for news from somebody like that, don't let that hold you up. So, okay, you thought you were going to be talking back and forth, chatting or whatever on internet and on social media, and you didn't. So don't let that hold you up, because this might be a really, really good relationship. Again, whether it's going to be romantic or platonic, it feels like it would be a good one that you might want to get involved in. All right. Now the Wheel of Fortune. This is good. Well, this is always good. This is like a karmic wheel. So what you put out there is what's going to come back to you. And that we can all hope that we, do our best to put out the best, and then the best will come back. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But what you want to do is when it does come, when you'll start. We are on cycles all the time. It could be week cycles, month cycles. So they're always there. But it's just a matter of once that cycle ends, a new one begins, and how it affects you is how you actually handle being on it. So if you keep yourself grounded and you're not like, it like in a, I almost want to say, did you ever see Twister? And I always think of it that way. When they're running from that tornado and they go into the shed and they tie themselves up to this plumbing things, and the tornado comes over and it picks them up, but it doesn't take them away because they grounded themselves. They made sure they can't go anywhere. So, whatever is going on in life here, you want to make sure that, you are still being, secure and grounded, and not, not getting too caught up in anything. It's like almost don't feel like you're Twitter fighting because I think we all know what a Twitter fighting is, crazy stuff. But yeah, so you want to make sure you're grounded and you could take however this rolls, it'll be alright. And this one's Ten of Staffs. Now this is like, okay, you have a lot of burdens, there's a lot of responsibilities, but you're handling it. You're absolutely handling it. And I feel like it's almost like telling you, advice-wise, whatever it is that you're planning on doing or thinking about doing for this month, going ahead, whatever, after your cycle changes, you're going to be able to handle it. That's something that, it's not even a question. You got it. All right, let's see what we can do. Oops, King of Cups. What can you tell me about the King of Cups? Okay. King of Cups for Virgo. All right, we got the Five of Cups. All right, so at that point when you were feeling like this was you feeling good, you were like controlling your emotions, feeling really good about something, but you had the feeling of the Five of Cups, like in a traditional deck, the guy's like sitting there, he's crying over like 3 glasses of spilled milk, but there's still 2 behind him, but he's not paying attention to him. And I feel like that might have been where you were at with this feeling because you realized what you still had, you weren't fixating on what you lost. So what about all these options? What's the Seven of Cups? What's the Seven of Cups for Virgo? Okay. The Two of Swords. That's going to be decisions. You have to make a decision based on facts, logic, the things that you know. You don't want to be bringing any of your emotions into it because emotions won't. You have to go by like the facts of something, not the emotions of something, because for whatever it is that you're thinking of doing, for it to work, you need to make sure you have just the facts. All right. What about this Five of Swords over here? I'm curious about this one. So you want to win something at all costs, or you want to not take on something too big? Oh, the Eight of Wands. So whatever it is, you want to do it fast. Okay. All right, so there's going to be a fast movement in whatever the situation is. Like I said, if it's you, you know which way it is. And what about this Knight of Staffs? What about this Knight of Staffs? Oh, Wheel of Fortune again. All right. That seems to like be the pivotal thing for you. So if you are actually, you're trying not to be hasty, you're trying not to be, rushed at something. But I feel like it's going to be a pivotal moment for you because you're going to be picking these options or making this change. And once you got yourself out of this stuck feeling, that's when things will start moving. Because it's going to move faster. It's going to be a lot faster. Because even though this one had delayed news up here, I feel like this news is going to be coming in a lot faster. What about the Eight of Swords? All right, got the Queen of Cups. Now that could be somebody that you actually have around you in your environment. And, you might be getting some advice from them, some support. They're very, they're kind, they're nurturing. They don't have male or female, that doesn't matter. But just somebody that maybe they were helping you out of getting out of this stuck situation that your mind put you in. And maybe that's just something that they were, a friend of yours, they're able to just kind of talk you back to where you needed to be. And what about this Page of Swords? Oops. The Chariot. All right, well, it looks like that. So if this news was delayed, and I feel like you were trying to keep yourself on the straight and narrow, like you had what you needed to do, All right. Trying to make sure that you were keeping the horse the way he was supposed to be going, and you felt good about the decision of whatever. What even though the news was delayed, you still felt good about it, which is good because you didn't want to hamper on that. But you have like success and control and determination to get through it. What about this Knight of Cups? It looks like you're going to be doing some meticulous work. Or is this person at work? Whoever this Knight of Cups is possibly somebody that you work with. Maybe you're going to be working with. That's like, it's coming up. Is that, it's going to be around work. All right, and what about this Wheel of Fortune? Oops. The Empress. Very nice. So if you're having the energy of nurturing things to growth and, beauty and seeing the best things in things, and you want to make sure everything just, to give it strength and growth to be able to put forth a lot of good stuff. I have like no words, but so that's when it's triggering your wheel to move. If your cycle's ending, you're ending it with a good positive vibes. And what about this Ten of Staffs? Okay, the Two of Cups. Now that's interesting. So I wonder if this is a relationship that happened from here. And this Two of Cups. Now, again, it's around responsibilities and burdens, maybe. So that might make sense if it was at work, because if you're getting in a relationship with somebody at work, you'd be around the responsibilities and burdens. Or it's just friends that you know, somebody that you're really tight with, and you have a bond with them. They know all your deep darks and dirties, and you know theirs, and it's okay. You love each other anyway. Again, friend or romantic. So let's see. Well, yeah, it looks like, you got a pretty good month going on. Starting out with some options, and oops, I think you got over something. There must have been something you got over, because then you had all these options open up to you, and you wanted to make some fast changes. I'm very curious about this Five of Swords, whether this is going to be like, yeah, I win, or, ooh, that might be too big of a project. You know what I mean? So, very curious, but it looks really good. Looks like you may have a very nice July coming out for you. All right, let me pull an oracle card or two, and then we will move on. If you do enjoy it, I can give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Aw, comfort. All right, now that makes sense. That's pretty much, I could pick it up to read it, but it's basically, I think you're looking to be comfortable. It's about, feeling good in yourself and what you're around, what you're doing. When comfort comes up in this reading, it signals that you may need to invite some more self-care and comfort into your life. A great way to do this through nourishing your spirit or higher self. This can be something as simple as cleaning out your home, or rearranging your space. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. So, comfort came up. You want to be comfortable, and the best way to do that is, like you said, rearrange your home, clean out your space. All right, Virgo. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will be seeing you back in August, if not earlier. Okay, thank you.